So, let's see. Is this working? Why don't I see a chat? Chat window is gone. Yes. Do I get it back? I guess I have to use YouTube website to see the chat. Where is it? Hey Sark. Okay. Chat. Does the stream work? Okay. It does. Let's pause it. See if I can open the chat in OBS. Don't know why the window vanished. Chat, there it is. Ah, much better. Okay, game sound. It's not working. Is there sound? Oh, it's working, okay. Alright, let's start a new game. It's Awakening. Guess I'm going to skip the intro. It's planned to be a tutorial. So, first things first, you get out of this cryopod. You can do this by pressing F. Running around the station is WASD like most games. Space for jump. Control for crouch. First thing we want to do is pick up the suit. The jetpack and the helmet. Be careful to pick up the jetpack before the helmet, because if you wear the helmet without a jetpack, you will slowly suffocate. Also, one of the first things I recommend to do is go to settings, controls, and change the default key for the visor to a key very far away from the usual keys. My example, I've changed it to P, so I don't accidentally open my visor while turning on the flashlight or the jetpack on and off. That's the visor opening, closing animation. You sure? If the quest marker for the Haven isn't showing up, I'm going to start again in single player. Okay, yeah. These doors you need to open manually with door control, just press F on them. And the other doors are automatic doors. They will just open automatically if there is equal pressure on both sides. You can see here there's a X warning sign on the I think yeah, the quest is already done, but I think it should still show up. The Haven location should still show up. Anyway, that's just 5 more minutes. I can restart it. In case I don't see the Haven. So anyway, I needed to open this door manually because there was no pressure on the outside. And if you open a door manually, it would suck you out with the pressure equalizing. So what you need to do is hold shift and be close to a wall, so you don't get sucked out into the open space. In this case, in the unpressurized module. No pressure here. Good. Let's pick up the hacking tool. Normally this door would be locked, but yeah, I've already finished the quest. What you do to unlock is take the hacking tool you just found over there into your hand and press F on this part of the door. This would unlock this door. Next part is to call the rescue ship. It's done with this button. Just press F to open this little latch and then press F again on the button. I think there's nothing in. Let's just go down and wait for the rescue ship. I really hope that it does show me the Haven location. Otherwise we'll just do it again, single player. So next thing you need to pick up is this oxygen canister, right here. I think there was a second canister in the other module we are going to later. Well, and zero gravity movement is much like the floor movement, so W is D for front, left, right, back. And you have control and space for up and down movement. Let's show this in relation. Down, up, Q, or E for rotation. And there's the ship. Where's it? Spawned behind the station. Okay. What you want to do is only give short bursts in any direction. Because if you hold, let's say W for a while, you will get faster and faster, and you will be too fast to slow down on time when you arrive at your destination. And just bump into it. If you bump into something, hold shift, because shift will let you grab on surfaces. It also stabilizes your rotation. If you're rotating or rolling and you just hold shift, it will stabilize at current rotation. First things first, with Hellion rescue project, we finally have gravity in this airlock, so let's activate it. Next thing we need to do is assign the ship to ourselves, claim the ship. Can rename it or add other crew members, but that's not important right now. Next thing we need to do is start up the power, deploy the solar panels, power up the ship on this side. Life support isn't important at the moment because we don't have life support. But yeah, I guess we can already restart since it doesn't show the quest marker for the next module I need to go to. So it probably won't show the quest marker for the Haven module. Well, yeah. Guess you were right, Sorg. But basically, you also don't need the Haven module. You can just survive from this point, the point you have the ship. So that's the derelict LS section to go to. Yeah, you can basically start playing from this point on. Just have to find all you need to survive on your own. I recommend the burner area because you find a lot of small canisters with oxygen around there, so you can survive a bit longer. But since I also want to show how to build and maintain the Haven, guess I'm going to play single player from this point on and have a fresh start. Not much point in continuing from here if the Haven doesn't show up. Standard mode. And go. Guess I'm going to cut the first part. Just do it all over again. Okay, skip the intro again. Test run successful. Okay, so let's start anew. As I said, you open the cryopod with just F, move around with WASD, like in every other game. I think we actually need to open the objective screen.
Can anyone hear me?
This door to open. Yeah.
This is Fiona Myers, First Officer of Daedalus.
Can I
Not that that matters anymore.
mute Fiona? No, I can't.
But if you can hear me, I need you to trust me. The station you're in is about to fall from orbit, and you don't have much time, so grab your gear and head to the command module.
Nope.
You should be able to call for a rescue
No
ship.
idea what voice volume is, but looks like I can't mute Fiona. Anyway, first thing you want to do is grab the suit, obviously. Then the jetpack. Then the helmet. Because if you grab the helmet before the jetpack, you will slowly suffocate. That's not good. Also, this suit, it's called MK9 suit, has an openable visor. You can open and close it. And the first thing you want to do is go to the settings, to the controls, and change that open-close visor hotkey to something very far away on your keyboard, so you don't I think default is H, and H is next to J. And you don't want to accidentally open your visor in space while you just wanted to activate your jetpack. So that's why I put it on P. There's a nice little mini pick around here. These doors with a button next to them, they need to be opened manually. While the other doors, like this one, open automatically. At least if you have equal pressure on both sides. As you see on this window, there's an X, a warning sign, that there is no pressure on the other side. So you need to open this door manually with the override. But since there's no pressure on the other side, you want to move close to the wall on the right side and hold shift while opening or while pulling the lever. Because if you don't hold shift, or if you're not close enough to the wall, this will happen. You will just be pulled out by the airflow. Normally it would be a little bit faster, but we got stuck on the wall, so that saved us a bit. Yeah, zero gravity controls are pretty much like on the ground, just with control for down and space for up, and Q and E for rotation.
Regular access codes don't work anymore, and that's my fault. Sorry, but there should be a hacking tool somewhere. Just try to look around.
So, you need to use the button before you can pick up the hacking tool. The hacking tool on this kind of door, it goes right above the button. Just press F while holding the hacking tool, and it's unlocked. There is another kind of door where the hacking tool port is this area. I think on the stereos, for example, it's this kind of door on the ship. But also on other modules. The thing we do is call a rescue ship. Just open this little ledge with F again and press the button
It'll
underneath
take
it
a few
with
minutes
F.
for the ship to get there, but it will get there.
I think in these
It's Outcorp, after all.
shelves.
They're the only good thing that ever happened in Hellion. Had we put them in charge, we could have probably avoided this entire mess. Anyway, head outside. Just make sure you have enough oxygen. The ship probably won't have any.
Pick up the oxygen canister. And yeah, well, as I said, zero gravity control. FQ and E for rotation. F shift to stabilize the rotation. Space for up, control for down. With the mouse wheel you can select different radar targets. As you see, there's only 3 targets at the moment, but the rescue ship just arrived, so it's a new target where we need to go now. Always be careful with the forward and backward thrust. You need time to slow down. If you're like I am at 11 meters per second, it will take you a few seconds to slow down again. If you're too fast, you will just crash into the ship or to whatever object is in front of you, and might also die if you're too fast. Again, with shift you can hold on to surfaces, so you don't need to balance all the thrust you have to the right location.
Alright, so you have to check the power supply and the warp drive.
The airlock.
Oh wait, But to gain access, you'll have to register first. There's a security panel on the bridge.
Claim the ship as our own. Now we can activate the power and, most importantly, deploy the solar panels. Because if we don't deploy them, we will just run out of power and after a while. Ship control is basically the same as in your suit outside of gravity areas. Wait, it's not the location where we want to go. Doesn't mark the derelict. This is interesting. Thought there was a marker. As always, don't go too fast. See, I'm already at 100 meters per second. Crash into the module at this speed, it will just drift away and start to tumble. And we get a lot of damage to our ship. As soon as you are below 160 meters to your target, you can slow down below, I think it's 1.5 meters per second. As soon as you're below 1.5 meters per second, you can match velocity with the module in front of you by pressing M, which isn't working at the moment for some reason. Isn't it? Guess I have to do it manually. Now it worked. Okay. Velocity matched. Just go out of the ship. And take everything you can find in this module. I think there's another oxygen canister inside. Oh, and you have a light on your suit. I think default is L to turn on the light. I changed it to H. Okay. Most important, the Naiad core. But there's also other stuff around here. Yeah, as I said, another oxygen container. Some magazines for a weapon we don't have at the moment, but are always nice to have. And a refined resource canister. Okay, I think that's about it. Shouldn't be much more inside here. That's it. So next thing we want to do is replace the military core ship military core, as you see, will only last for, in this condition, for about 2 hours, while the civilian core will last for a few days. Best way to do this is grab the, or the fastest way to do this is grab the civilian core you want to place your hand and just swap them by double-clicking F. That way your ship
You need
doesn't
to find a safe place.
take much
Check the
damage.
nav map. Look for an outpost. There's something. Anything with a stable orbit will do.
Turn off the light because we want to save battery power. So next part
Okay,
is
listen.
warping.
I know you're not a pilot or a navigator, but right now, you have to be both. You need to set up and execute a warp maneuver. It might look complicated at first, but you'll see. It basically comes down to tweaking the departure and arrival times until the warp line turns green. Then just point the ship in the right direction. It's not that hard once you get a hang of it. I trust you'll manage.
Okay, thanks, Fiona. That's a problem for most players. Explanation on how to warp isn't very good. So this is the map marker quest to warp here, and we want to warp to the Haven module. So just let's do it again. Just select the destination and from the list select the Haven module and warp to. So what you want to always check is are there any objects in this line? That's the most important part. At the moment we only have emergency warp, which means we can't tow any modules for our station, and it's really slow and it uses a lot of power to start and to fly. As you see, it's using half of our power at the moment. This is the time until activation of the warp drive. I recommend, if you're a new player, always have it to 1 minute. And this is the time to arrival. At the moment it says speed too low. So what we want to do is use our mouse wheel over this timer until it says ready. If we are using it at more and more, it will eventually say speed too high. Oh, now it says proximity warning because Bethir is in our way. But yeah, we basically want the shortest possible flight time. Also, keep an eye on the activation timer because it's ticking down already. Looks like 8 minutes is the shortest time we get. Press initialize.
Okay.
Now only use your mouse
Once you're in a stable orbit,
to find.
you'll be on your own.
There's on the right side there's a marker, the M.
This is all I can do for you.
Only use your mouse to lock on this M.
Hellion is not what you thought it
Press
would
Shift to stabilize rotation
be, or what any of us hoped for.
and wait for the countdown.
I can't even begin to explain
To
how it
end.
all went wrong. I'm not even sure if all of
Shut
this
up,
is
Fiona.
real.
If you're using any lateral movement, like forward or backward thruster, up and down, it will cancel the
Or even
warp.
if it's
So
my
you can
dream
only
now.
rotate the ship with your mouse at this point.
Very well, just be imagining things.
With tap you can get out of your seat,
God. It's getting so
run around the ship, maybe close the door, because we didn't do that, so we don't fall out during warp.
But if there is actually someone listening to me, search for my logs. It's all in there. You might be able to figure out what happened.
Thanks, Fiona.
Since I couldn't. Perhaps even find us a way out of this.
Stop talking, I want to talk.
least, I think I am. Fiona Myers, First Officer of Daedalus, signing off.
Okay, she finally stopped. Always keep an eye on your oxygen and RCS fuel. Oxygen is on the left bottom. RCS is on the right side. If you're running out, you have these small little canister we picked up on the way. And just refilled a bit. Snack some more. Okay, our oxygen is full. This should last for about, I think, half an hour maybe. Usually enough time to get from A to B. You can put your oxygen canisters in these drawers. Also the stim pack. It's always good to have one on the ship. This is our drill for asteroid mining. Need to assemble it first. It's a battery, of course. It's a raw resource canister. And a drill head. I won't attach the raw resource canister at the moment because we can empty it first as soon as we arrive at our station. And I will also bring this empty canister to our station because we used to have an empty canister on the ship. Right, not much we can do during the warp. Can change our ship name to something a little bit more addressing the unnamed vessel. Can change the ship emblem, which gives us honey cats around the ship. I like that logo. This is for the pistol and magazines. We don't have one at the moment. And we can put our magazines for the rifle to the rifle. Rifles go up here. This is for grenades, but you will probably need some time before you find one. Also rifles, a late game item. If you find spare suits, you can put them here. I usually always bring a spare jetpack with full oxygen with me. But yeah. Some people like to pressurize their ship. At the moment we don't have any air to pressurize it. I usually fly around with just small canisters and spare jetpacks to unpressurized ships. But that's up to your taste. What else do we have? The distress call button. In single player it's pretty useless. In multiplayer it depends. If you're really in a distress situation, you might want to push it, but everyone on the map can see you once you push that button. So maybe not the best idea to do that, because pirates can also see you. On this side we have the undock lever. If we are docked to something, just pull this lever and you undock. What else do we have? Here we can see the estimated time of arrival of our jump. This is the duration of our civilian nanite core, how long it will hold up under the current condition of 1 radiation point per second and 2 shield points per second. always keep an eye on the radiation, because if the radiation is higher than your shielding, your ship is going to take damage. Up there is our radar signature. You can lower the signature by turning off the power. 385 is pretty low, but I think since we are warping at the moment, we are a bit easier to detect for us. But that's also only relevant for multiplayer. If you dock to a station, this number will go up. And the higher the number, the easier it is to detect you with radar scans. Okay, one to go. Time to get back into the pilot seats. Also, if you're in the pilot seat, as the message above says, as soon as you are using any RCS reaction control system, thrusters like forward, backward, sideward, roll, up or down, you will cancel the warp. You will drop out of warp and you will need to start the warp again. And there we are. So your radar target is controlled with the mouse wheel. Yeah. At the moment it shows only targets within a range of 10 kilometers on the screen, the top, bottom right. We want to select the haven for now, because that's where the quest tells us to go, and that's the module that's most important for us. Again, as you're getting closer, lower your speed till your range of 150 meters. Then with a speed below 1.5 meters per second. Is it 100 meters? And we can match velocity. Okay, now our objective says we should go inside, I guess. Does it say anything? Stop check. It's the outpost. Guess we should go inside first. Don't know. It's been a while since I played this. What? What happened? Okay. Thanks, game. Did I quick save at any point? Maybe I got crushed by the door? I don't know. Okay, we're in the middle of the warp again. That's why quick saving is important. Also the autosave. extra luck. I also say it was funny. Well, since we have 3 minutes to warp, let's explain the scanner. Okay, on the map, this is our ship. We have a scanning option. By this we can scan for structures, other player ships. And what you usually do is make a wide angle scan at first. With these sliders you can control the angle. Turn in. And then hit scan. And as soon as you find something, you get a bubble. This. You can click on it. Signature. 21,000. And do a narrow angle scan. Just double click on it and then scan again. As soon as it's not on cooldown anymore, you can scan again. And eventually you will get a better view of what's in there. But I think at the moment we are too far away to scan this properly. We need to get closer to really scan what's behind this signature. But that's basically what you do. You make a wide angle scan in any direction, get these bubbles, and then click on the bubble and do a narrow angle scan. You can improve your radar range with the radar signal amplifier. If you find one, that would go in this slot. These slots are for capacitors. They increase the maximum amount of power you can store in your ship. There goes the warp cell as soon as we find one. And in here there goes the singularity cell detonator, which will enable us to warp faster if we have enough warp juice in our warp cell. Over here you can put carbon filters. They will improve your life support duration. Because as you see, there's actually O2 in this. Yeah, you need air to pressurize the room, but you also need O2 to maintain the air quality. As you see, we don't have any of this at the moment. Of course, no air quality because there's no air. Yeah, you can increase the air quality either with O2 and a working air filter, or by inserting carbon filters. They will make your O2 storage last much longer. Okay, let's try it again. To the haven we go. We are much closer this time. The 300 meters. Okay. That's nice. Match velocity. Hold shift to stabilize the rotation. And do a quick save before we go out of the ship this time. Careful, careful. Okay, it worked this time. Let's go inside the haven first. Okay. First thing we should do is register a cryopod. Because if we die, spawn. Next thing we need to do is pick up, let's turn on the light, pick up the welding tool. By the way, if there's something on the ground, like, let's drop it. You drop or throw things with G, by the way. And if you would just shortly press F, it would just end up in your inventory. Need these slots, 1 or 2, key 1 or 2, to grab it or open your inventory and drag it into your hand manually from the utility part. But if you hold F, it will go straight into your hand. So let's change the objective to save Hellion. Find the welding tool. Already did that. We didn't change the objective. Clicking on it, but it doesn't work. Ah, no, skip quest. We don't want to skip it. Weird. Well, then let's dock the airlock first. Don't drop it. Take it with it. It's just a short quest. Every module has a docking panel on the outside. Use the circle. Socket. Oh, okay. Have to click exactly on the circle to change the objective. Anyway, let's do the airlock first, since I'm inside now. Every module has a docking panel. Below this hatch. And as you see, we are not authorized to dock to any modules. That's because at the moment we have selected our airlock docking port as default docking port. You can change this by pressing R to the standard docking port, and as you see, there are multiple options on the right side now. So we want to use the mouse wheel to select any outpost docking port. Obviously, we'll take the docking port that's closest to us. Rotate the module, pressing E in that case, until it's... That was too fast. In this case we want to go a bit up, and a bit right, and a bit forward. Slowly navigate to the highlighted docking port. It's too far up. A little bit more down. Nice. Bit to the right. Should be fine. And it's docked. press escape or tab to get out of here. Close the ledge. And they are docked together. Okay, what did the other quest say? Place the welder in the cargo slot. And let's do it. Take the welder in our hand and place it here by pressing F. Or as another option, you can just use the proximity panel to drag it there. Our welder needs hydrogen. We don't have much, but we have ice, as hopefully everyone knows. Hydrogen, ice is made, water is made from hydrogen and oxygen. But since we don't have any power yet, the refinery won't work. We should inspect the solar panels. Okay, let's do that first. Repair them to get the power up and running, so we can create more hydrogen from ice. There's a small lever up here you can use to deploy the solar panels. Let's repair it first. But you can also deploy the solar panels from inside power screen, same as in your ship. Wait. And we have solar panels deployed. Okay, since there's more damage on the outside, let's repair it really quick. Don't need to go outside again. Once we are done. Let's check the station for damaged parts by floating around it once, maybe twice. Doesn't look like there's more damage. I think outside of the look. Looking good. The sparks we see are properly on the inside. Here. Okay, looks good. looks good. Everything looks fine. Okay, let's power up this station as the quest tells us to. Power production 338, consumption 225. It's not good, but it's enough. From the life support screen you can see the health of your modules. It's this bar. As you see, the Haven is still somewhat damaged in corridor B. Let's check corridor B, that's this one. And as you see, there's a damaged panel here. Let's hope we have enough hydrogen in our welder to fix that. Okay, just enough. And it's at 100%. Perfect. Inspect the air filter. Okay. Inspected. This slot you can put the carbon filters. Up there you can put a servo motor, which I think it reduces the power consumption. Air tank empty. Activate the air generator. Activate the air filter. That on this side. So we don't need the air filter at the moment. Don't want to burn through oxygen at the moment. Well, we get some more. Find the ice. So I guess it's fine. Burn through it. But yeah, as you see, as long as the air generator is working, it is converting nitrogen and oxygen to air. As the quest tells us, we are going to pressurize the main room of our station. Let's power it up. Since we don't have any more oxygen at the moment, we can shut down the air generator, because it won't do anything at all. As you see, the room is slowly with air. We are at 0.6 bar pressure at the moment. I think the quest will... yeah, the quest needs us to pressurize it completely. But to have a breathable atmosphere you only need 0.6 bar pressure. So, do we have air left? Maybe enough to pressurize the airlock, but I think I left the doors open, so can't do that at the moment. So let's depressurize it. Okay, now let's refine some ice. I already dragged and dropped it. Maximum amount of 100 to the refinery. Just hit refine. Oh, we are out of power. Okay, and let's do something else first. Because the refinery needs a lot of power. Don't need the air filter in an unpressurized room. It's also drawing power. And we don't need power in the airlock at the moment. Doors will work without power. So should regenerate a bit faster Something else we can do is we can just dock our ship to the station. This will help us because we get the solar panels from our ship and also the fully loaded capacitator from our ship count towards our station power. Where's the fabricator module? Way out. Okay. Well then, let's go there first. Let's do the proper warp drive quest and the fabricator quest. Always keep an eye on your oxygen. Don't want it to run out. Let's go to the stereos first. Because it's a little bit further. Almost same direction. Ooh, too fast, too fast, too fast. Okay. I think there's nothing else in this ship besides the warp cell and the detonator. It's not worth searching it. Okay, we already picked up the warp cell. The detonator's in the back. To reach it, gotta go between those broken parts. And pick it up with F. Back to the ship. And let's insert them. As I said before. So it goes in here. Detonator in here. And just to show you, do a warp now. Can now switch to warp 1, which has a slightly less power consumption, and we can also fly a bit faster than on emergency warp. But instead of power, it drains fuel from our cell. Okay, let's fly over to the... Okay. Do we already have the quest? No, we don't. Well, basically the quest says dock the fabricator to the outpost. So we are using the docking port of our ship to dock to the fabricator. Because this makes life much easier. From the stereopes we can always use match velocity as long as we aren't too fast. As I said, you need to be below 1.5 meters per second to use match velocity. In both lateral and horizontal vertical movement. So every time you're a bit too fast, think you're going to overshoot, just match velocity, and you're at the same relative speed as what you're talking to. But to do that, you need to match velocity once of the normal cockpit view. You can't just the docking view and expect match velocity to work. To match velocity once from here before you can use it in docking view. The big advantage of the stereo ship we are currently in is we can now use the docking view from the docked module. We don't need to undock the fabricator module before we can dock it to the station. Just can do it from here. Match velocity. It's not working again. Okay, and now I'll press 3 for the docking view again. And there's only one docking port left. It's the port we are going to use. Then we have both our ship and our fabricator docked to the station, which means we have a higher power output and all the nice power ship that's stored in our ship's capacitors. Count towards the station. Oh! As I said, always watch your oxygen. Phew. That took some damage. Too much. But let's pick up the container. Continue, just in case. We are docked. Okay. The quest tells us to inspect our nanite cores. Oh, another thing I forgot. If you're in multiplayer, to lock all the doors that are lockable on the ship. Which means this door, an airlock door, you lock by toggling this button here. And the energy door. Can still open them without unlocking them, but nobody else can. At least nobody who isn't registered as crew of your ship. Okay. The quest tells us to inspect. Did I close? Always keep those lockable doors closed. The quest tells us to inspect the nanite cores, but I think we should inspect the outside of the fabricator first by floating around it once. Just in case there's any damage. To repair it first before you pressurize it. This precious air might leak. This one. Of course I didn't fill it. It's not going to be enough. Well, good to get outside again. After filling the building too. Okay, yeah, we can of course inspect it from here, but with just those health numbers, you have many information about it, on how long it's gonna last. So what you want to do is the power supply, power up the modules. Since every module has a screen, you can now see oh wait, that's the haven. You can now see our airlock nanite core is going to last 4 days and 22 hours. Until it's running out. As soon as it's empty, it's going to be... yeah, the station is basically going to take damage and explode really fast. The main module is going to last for 12 days. That's because there's a tier 2 civilian core inside. And the fabricator core is going to last for 7 days. That's nice. Okay, let's finally refine all this ice to hydrogen and oxygen, so we can refill our blend tool. Yes, Zork, I think I'm going to leave it. And cut it. A bit later. Maybe I can, don't know, start another live stream. 2 hours or something. Doing some random Hellion stuff. Rebuilding station on this multiplayer server thing. Don't know. Why are you asking? That's not all the ice we have. Brought this raw container. Which we are going to empty, and this refined resource container. Just empty it. As you see, it's using a lot of power to refine these resources. So, what to do with these resources? For the nitro, we can fill up the RCS thrusters of our station modules. And of course our jetpack. And the nitrogen, can just use it for air generator and the Haven post module. For the oxygen, don't use all of it. For the air generation, you want to leave some of it, let's say 50 units, for your jetpacks. Okay, it's done. Now we can finally fill our welding tool. Got enough hydrogen this time. And repair all in our fabricator. Don't forget the one on the outside. I'm running out of oxygen again. Oh, another resource canister. It's good. Let's just refine it. just ferrites. We don't need them now. We would need them if we want to build better nanite cores, but we don't have any carbon at the moment. Gotta collect that first before we can build nanite cores. Okay, let's repair the side damage in the meantime. Another thing for pressurize the station. If you're playing on multiplayer, the next thing you want to do after you assembled and repaired your station is go into your ship. And plot a course far, far away from the starting area. Like so. So what you do is click on the planet in the middle, biggest one, not on the moons, and add a custom orbit. And this custom orbit, you want to have a really big orbit to be out of the scanner range of all the other players. Don't want to stay in the starting area. Pirates, grievers, whatever. I usually go orbit like this. But yeah, that's up to you. The disadvantage is that you obviously need longer times to travel to the moons or to the debris field around the planet. But on the other hand, you don't want your station to be found by anyone. Yeah. Because they may just loot you. Can't. The only thing you can close at the moment is your ship. You can lock her. And even the ship lock just takes one hacking tool to unlock it. That's pretty cheap. You don't have any defenses at the moment. Can't lock the airlock door at the moment because you don't have a control command module. So you basically don't want your station to be found by anyone. Else all your loot is gone. Another hint. Before you go to sleep in your cryopod, if you can pressurize your room, which we should be able to do here now, completely pressurize the whole station. We can pressurize the main room. If you can do that, take off your helmet before you go into the cryopod. If you can't pressurize your main room, or the room which your cryopods are in, go inside the cryopod, the door close, and open your visor. Otherwise you will still be breathing the air from your oxygen canister or jetpack, which is obviously not good. Air should be breathable by now. Okay, I don't know if we have enough air to pressurize the whole station, but let's try it. jetpack. Don't need the refined resource canister at the moment. We can recycle it in fabricator if we want to, or if you... it's not pressurized yet. Do we have enough air to pressurize it? Or... did it stop? Don't have enough air. Do we have hydrogen left? A little bit, but we would also need the oxygen. And I don't want to use all the oxygen, I want to use it to refill those small canisters. To have some oxygen. Why? Leave the station to do quests or gather resources or whatever. So can do is bring one of these jetpacks to your ship. Easily refill them. Do that. You should always keep one full suit inside your station in case you die somewhere and need to get back to the point. Just have one suit in here. The other jetpack you can use a spare jetpack to travel around. Let's see how those we can fill with oxygen. Oxygen, just a little bit of nitro now. In case we run out of that. Oops. It's the oxygen. Okay. So, as you see, we can't pressurize the fabricator to 0 to 1 bar. But that doesn't matter because we don't need to. We can simply decrease the pressure of the other modules to 0.6, which is still breathable. That enables us to walk around the station without the need to open doors manually. Okay, should do the trick. Well, it's not exactly 0.6 or not perfectly balanced, but can do that by manually the doors and afterwards closing them. Up. Something's not working. Let's try a save and reload. That's something you should do regularly. especially before longer jumps. At least at the current state of the game. Once Zorkind is finished with Hellion Rescue Project full, hopefully don't have that problem anymore. Okay, that's working. And the next door not working. Save and reload again. Yeah, well, it's best if you just pressurize it to one bar. Then you don't have those problems with the manual doors or manual door overrides. Okay, can we finally go through every door out? Have we tried? Nice. No, can't. That just takes some time. For some reason. Okay. Well, yes, that's everything for now. Next thing you should do is obviously replace all your nanite cores with freshly printed ones. The fabricator. Do that by using this machine. Switch to fabricator, choose an item to craft, and what you want to craft are civilian nanite cores. This is the recycler. Grinder. Just throw any items you don't need into it and they will get basically a small number of resources you needed to craft. Get back. You can see how much hover your mouse over this icon. You don't need this core anymore, but it doesn't give us much resources. And for everything you can't print, the research station. Just take an item, put it in there, close the door, and you will learn the blueprint of the item and can later build it in the fabricator. Okay, for now that's it, I guess. If you have questions, leave a comment. Guess I'm going to cut the beginning of the video where I didn't get the quest location for the haven. But yeah, thanks for watching and maybe see you later. I need a break for 1 or 2 hours. See ya.